Hello, so a few updates. It dawned on me that I can put the reference photo in black and white to help me visualize the shading values. Wow! I always forget that that's a thing. I'm really happy with how this is looking and the textures that I'm adding and all the layers of blending and erasing and reshading and rinse repeat. Last night the other night I was feeling like, oh, my proportions are off. So I kind of retraced over them and matched them again and realized, oh, there's a thing here and here that needs to be fixed a little bit, but they're not like really, really off. So I think I was just being hard on myself. Yeah, it's the hardest part. Proportions are always going to be the hardest part, but what matters is that this looks like my mom, and it looks really good, and it's gonna look even better by the time I'm done. I'm really just trying to take my time and go slow. It can be so tempting to rush, especially when everyone in the world is like, how long does it take you to draw? Like, that's what they care about, and that can make you feel like you need to rush, but I'm throwing that away as well. So, yeah. Because I'm resting my hand on tracing paper to keep the rest clean since I'm drawing more people on this, then I can't really move on and shade the hair and everything until I'm reasonably satisfied with this shading, which you can just go on forever and ever shading skin and adding little pores and lines and details. So I'm trying not to go on forever, but balancing that with just taking my time and being really satisfied with it. Reteaching myself to shade without rushing, because what is the rush? It's art. Why do we have to capitalism into everything, you know? I finally framed my drawing of Keegan from June 2020. We were only together 2 months, so I was sure enough about him to draw him. Yeah, I was definitely sure about him, like, before we even dated. Oh, Shichen is happy. He's gonna renovate the box it came in for a more open concept. He's gonna renovate for a more open concept. Yo, it is still March 23rd, 2023, getting in a second session of the day, going back through, putting more details in the hair that's already there, starting this hair. We're gonna be done with the face for now. Of course, we'll come back at it with fresh eyes later. But yeah, there's a progress shot. I'm really, really happy with it so far and genuinely just loving doing this picture, and it's making me really happy, and I'm really glad I decided to take a break from the painting. Whoa, wow, wow. Yo, I wanted to show off my spring altar. My portrait of Keegan is momentarily on here because I couldn't find the hammer yesterday. And look how cute my little spring setup is. How adorable. And I also have this thing, but yeah. New beginnings and a new era starts now. We've got our first flower already popping up. Look at her. Look at her. Spring is here. Blossoming like your mama's pussy. Nickelback is playing. Do you hear it?
Yeah, the speaker right here.
Oh yeah, speaker right there.
Gent.
You wish.
Gent. Now you have to disclaim the video with may cause motion sickness. Ow!
What you doing next?
What?
What you doing next?
Song?
Now? Are you doing songs still?
Am I doing a song still? I can. Why are you doing that?
Play a Seether song.
What?
Play a Seether song.
Yeah, because I can play a Seether song.
Close enough.
So bad.
What's up? How are you? Who are you? There's like about 30 people who regularly watch my vlogs, and I have no idea who they are. Comment and introduce yourself. If you're not one of those robots trying to sell me magic mushrooms, to DM the handle above. Life is really amazing. I feel like spring is the new fall. I love spring so fucking much. Searching for homes on Zillow is a part of my daily routine right now for Keegan and I. I'm continuing to feel so healed and so good and just no longer struggling in any way in life. And just continuing to surrender to my highest good and allow in how am I going to make money self-employed. Most of all, staying present, such as enjoying living here with my mom while I still do.
I think my kitten missed me. Hi. Hello, it is March 27th, 2023, and I sat down and just added some details to the skin mostly, and some of the features. Brought some more definition to the chin and jawline. Not 100% done with the face yet, but I'm not sure how much I want to shade of the hair because I want to make sure I have plenty of room for myself and for Keegan and possibly the cats, although I'm not sure if I can draw cats well enough to put them next to my human drawings. I have to kind of still decide that because I don't want like super realistic drawings of us and then like some drawings of the cats that don't like that are not the same quality. You get what I'm saying. I hope Satan and Jesus intertwine their dicks, rub them against each other, and come at the same time over your head and across your field of energy to bless you with the most blessed morning that there has ever existed. Yo, March 28th, 2023, and I wanted to be totally transparent and show you I can already see the angle of the nose is totally wrong, but my first shot at a preliminary sketch of myself. Here's the reference photo. Yeah, the lighting is kind of a nightmare, but it's the photo that I feel most confident about how I look in from recent times, so that's what I'm choosing. And I have to think about the fact that the lighting is not going to be the same for each person. Of course, I could try and take a picture of myself that is similar lighting to my mom, but I have to like the picture I use of myself. I'm going to be looking at this for like decades. So anyway, I kind of smashed myself in here after I worked on my mom a little bit, and I did that because I need to make sure I have room to smash Keegan in here, which I have plenty of room. I'm not worried about it. Just kind of like insert over the hair. This is very much a morphed group, not a literal photo, obviously. I wanted everyone to choose photos that they liked and felt confident about, because that's important to me. And I want everyone to be happy. And here's my preliminary. So I am going to test out how accurate I've been on my very first attempt and probably laugh or not and go from there. Alright, so I'm kind of shocked by how much closer I've gotten on round 2. Of course, the mouth needs to move and certain things need to be majorly changed, but the eyes are pretty... they've made a lot of progress. The first one wasn't as horrible as I thought, but the first attempt is always kind of like way off, and I just like get rid of my ego. And the way I check is I just kind of trace over the drawing, and then I put the traced paper of my drawing over here, and I sort of just like see what is like majorly off, like say the eye needs to go up or whatever. And then, okay, I know the eye needs to go up, so I go back to here, and while I kind of do the same thing I did before, I look at the reference the best I can, but just with the knowledge, knowing that the eye needs to go up. And then I test it again, and so I'm not like directly tracing, but I am using some sort of guide so that I don't jump out this window, which I'd be fine if I did because it's like not that high up, but yeah. So here's a progress shot of my second preliminary sketch, but I've been drawing quite a while and I need to be done now, so yeah. I also don't know if I mentioned earlier that I did work on my mom a bit today as well. Buds, buds, buds. There's some sunlight, so I figured I would show the progress of some of these buds. A lot of pink buds popping out. And they'll be blooming in a couple weeks. And so will this tree. And this tree always goes pretty early, but you can see it's got a lot of pink, like my vagina. And these are classic for New Jersey. I like them a lot.
Whoa, yeah, flowers. Whoa, whoa, yeah, flowers.
Me and Mom are looking to see if the flowers that or the seeds she put around these trees are gonna yield flowers or not. And we think that some of these plants that look different around the trees might be future flowers. And it's a gorgeous little evening out here, but it's quite cold. A little bit of sunset action. We got more and more buds every day on the trees, which I think it's really interesting that they are red. And these on here, they always advance faster than the one on the other part of the house. So here's a checkup on them. And I feel unbelievably peaceful and happy and content about life right now. Like, life is really fucking good. And I owe so much of that to magic mushrooms. I'm so grateful. Listen to all the bird sounds.
Cock, cock, cock.
Kiss her.
I
Kiss
can't
her.
reach her. Oh,
Sweet baby.
hey. Oh. Are you purring? Are you my new friend that I love so very much? It's me and my best little friend that I love so very much. Don't ruin it. Oh.
She's like, I'm not ready for my close-up.
Hi, baby. I love you. How are you? How are you? How are you? I love you. Yes, I do. You're a baby. You're your best little kitten. Oh, it's empty. Oh, yeah. Hi, is it biscuit making time? Is it? What is up on this last day of March 2023? Obviously, I am adding the blue ocean in, and I'm actually surprised it's making the animals look better to have this background. And I worked on this sheep as well. He still looks pretty funny, but he shouldn't need too much more work to bring him around. So that is the progress for today. Whee! I just love the colors coming together on my altar for spring. So Earth wants us to know it's April 1st, which happy April 1st, by the way. But she wants us to know because last night was our first thunderstorm and it looks like we're about to have another one. It's also very warm out. Keegan is here. I'm happy. The flowers are starting to bloom. Let's check this out. Amazing. Look at all of these already. Oh my god. So pretty. Yay.
Cock and balls. F for love.
Yesterday I deep cleaned and organized my altar, and guess the hell what? The second shelf is fixed. So I only have my sketchbook and my songwriting book, and that's to symbolize on my altar that music and art are my two main focuses of activities other than taking care of myself and, you know.
You can't rush the timing and the delicate process of my blooming and blossoming. My delicate beauty will bloom in divine timing, not your timing. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Hi.
Hello again. So I have a lot of really gorgeous spring flower footage for you to enjoy, but I needed to talk over it. So I was like, okay, Spirit Guides Universe, I'm gonna scroll on YouTube and I trust that you're gonna give me something I'm gonna see on there that will be a thought starter, because I didn't know what to talk about. So I decided this post from Now This News, which says a 106-year-old indigenous Filipino tattoo artist becomes the oldest person on a Vogue cover. And she does the indigenous traditional pin poking needle type of tattoos, which is really badass. When I click on the article, it talks about we need to expand our idea of what can be beautiful with diverse and different kinds of faces. And it's like, why do you even need to say that? Like, why can't the woman who's not white and who's not young just be beautiful? You know? Like, why does that need to be said? It also just comes off as Vogue just wanting a bunch of kudos for doing a basic human decent thing, which is showing diverse people on their magazine. I'm not here to talk about Vogue though, but I am here to kind of say, like, I'm 26 years old, I'm turning 27 this month, and it's kind of crazy to me that since I've turned 26, I have felt new pressure like never before to think about how I'm aging and how I'm going to look as I'm aging. Like, I very much no longer feel like the target of attraction of creepy old men, which says some terrible things about those creepy old men. It just makes you think, because in culture, people try to say that, like, oh, men are always only attracted to young women, and women's attraction will grow with their age, but men's won't. And I want to challenge that, because if that would be true for my boyfriend, I'd be fucking pissed. And I'd just be like, well, okay, go find a 20-year-old then, because I'm not 20 forever. In fact, this is something that I want to talk to my boyfriend about, because I want to feel like I have permission to continue to be alive, which is another word that just means aging. Because it's literally that or death. By the way, reading the book The Beauty Myth by Naomi Wolf, I highly recommend it. It really did help me out. Another thing this sort of programmed fear of aging at this age that I've now reached has done to me is made me feel like I'm running out of time to complete my life's biggest goals and dreams. For example, performing my original music. There's so much programming that's like, no one will want to see me or hear me if I'm not like 22 years old or younger. And people talk about all the time the phenomenon of a woman being considered kind of useless and no one wants to really see or hear from her anymore after the age of 30, which is like 30 is actually so young. And I'm about to be only 3 years away from that. And my life is like just now, the last few years, getting really, really good and right. And finally, I'm not struggling. So it would be pretty shitty if I only had 3 years left of good life. And I want to highlight the fact that when I say there's this belief that after age 30, no one wants to see or hear from a woman and I'm running out of time for my goals, it literally has nothing to do with my energy, my vitality, my ability, my skills, or anything like that. It's literally solely about my appearance no longer appealing to old, creepy men. Like, let that sink in for a minute. And I mean creepy men of all ages. I don't want to just limit it by age.
This tree stump is apparently from 1738. So I'm just absorbing all the wisdom, asking how to be better to the planet.
I'm just so glad to be awakened now, because I spent so much of my early 20s, even dating back to middle school years, revolving my existence around if I was attractive to creepy men.
My springtime boy, how are you? I love you. Keegan is going home. One day we will live together and that won't be a thing. The grass is so green after the rain recently. Wow. It looks completely different. Hi, babies. Dee-dee. You're my baby boy. You're my baby. Come here. I love you. These are actually bloomed quite a bit. And they look so beautiful in the light right now. I love how these flowers look through the light. It's just so precious. I love it. Such a gorgeous shade of pink. You're my baby boy. I love you. Oh. Everyone watching this vlog just got a headbutt from a kitten and they should be so lucky. You're so beautiful.